Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today we're going to talk about another very interesting 60% keyboard. This is a SKYLOONG GK61 and we're going to go into details with switches, keycaps, connectivity and basically sound of the switches and everything else. So stay tuned after the intro and let's go into details. First things first, box content. We have the detachable USB Type-C braided cable, which looks really nice and it's kind of glossy, but nevertheless even the connectivity parts have foil on it, so you'll have to remove that part. Nothing particularly that would make you decide to buy it or not, but just something I wish to mention because I never seen that on any cables. You have a keycap remover and you have a switch remover, which is quite interesting because with this kind of body, the 60% keyboard, you'll have the ability to change keycaps and key switches. We have here Gateron Yellow Switches. The actuation distance is 2 millimeters and the whole key travel is 4 millimeters, while the actuation force needed is 50 grams when it touches the operational, when the key actualizes, and to the whole complete bottom of the key 60 grams. Now I would say that quite interesting thing because you have the FN button, which can also be used for Windows lock. You have loads of additional features when it comes to using the FN button. So you have the F1 to F12, you have brightness control, you have print screen and everything you have on the TKL version, including the arrow keys. You have the possibility for multimedia buttons and everything else, of course, including the sleep mode. So I would like to see the RGB on this one, not because of the just RGB and everything. I would like to see it to actually conclude on some other things which are based on the see-through from the keycaps, because the keycaps are ABS plastic, but not something that you would worry about when it comes to worn out and after a while using it, because the final finish, even though it's gloss, it's kind of grain top, so it won't be worn out after a while of using. So let's connect it and check out the difference in RGB lights. Now, as you can see, the whole body actually of the keyboard lights up, so it's not that you only have the lettering on top that gets the light, but in the middle between the keycaps you also get lights and they kind of shine through the whole chassis. So if I was to shut down the softboxes right here, you would see the lettering and you would see here all the lines going between the keycaps, which is kind of cool basically because you'll see the whole keyboard, not just lettering. Nevertheless, really cool. At the bottom you have 4 rubber feet which keep the keyboard quite steady, and it's a bit tilted up, so you don't have any extra feet to rise it up a bit and get a certain angle, which might suit you or might suit you not, depending on how are you used to. But nevertheless, it's kind of what almost all 60% keyboards don't have, and those are additional feet. So yeah, some of them do have, but those are specific and there's something different about them. Now, taking into consideration that we can remove the switches, I'm just going to remove one keycap just to check it out. So yeah, we have the Gateron Yellow Switches, which I already said about the specifications and how they actuate and the distance, the travel distance and everything else. But I want to check the bigger keys here and do they actually wobble when you press them. So space, for instance, has a slight travel going on the side, so I would say about 1 millimeter, and when you're pressing it on the side, not in the middle, it doesn't create that wobbliness or click-clack, I would say that. So yeah, the right shift actually has a bit of a wobbliness, the left shift as well, but it doesn't have the side movement as the spacebar does. Now the enter is a bit wobbly, but that's all there is to it. So basically the space has a bit of a movement, and the shifts do have it as well. Nothing in particular that I would say as a negative, but still, you know, you do need to know these things. Now, why does the whole keyboard light up? When I remove the keycaps, you can actually see that the PCB board of the keyboard is covered with some sort of a white bottom panel that gives additional light to the keyboard, and this is what makes it different from any other 60% keyboard that I did on this channel. But it kind of does look cool, it makes it different and gives additional shine to everything. Now I think it's time to listen to the key switches, since we never actually had Gateron Yellow Switches on this channel. Let's hear it. I would say quite interesting switch, just because it kind of acts like a low profile switch, not because of the size or anything like that, but just because it kind of acts like a short travel, shorter than it says on 4 millimeters, and the actuation force, I don't feel the 50 grams that I need to press. So I would say it's quite interesting, even though it's 2 millimeters actuation distance and 4 millimeters complete travel, 50 grams of actuation force, but I don't feel them on the Gateron Yellow, so it's kind of a bit of a different. The sound is kind of quite normal, it's nothing that you would be annoyed by. It does have a mechanical touch, but it doesn't have a tactile feedback since they are linear, so I don't know why I even mentioned that. So nevertheless, this was SKYLOONG GK61 mechanical keyboard with Gateron Yellow Switches. You can of course choose the switches, I'm not sure which precisely, but you can check the details in the links below directly on Vanguard website, which you could choose all the additional stuff. You have the white version, you have the black version, you have additional switches that you could choose, and basically that is it. So it's not wireless, just so you know, it's not wireless. You need to connect it with Type-C cable, and that's all there is to it. So guys, thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to click the thumbs up button if you like the video, check the links as already stated, and of course subscribe for future content. See you very soon guys, bye bye.